So last week, the activities at the National Assembly caught the attention of people as many Nigerians watched their representatives debate and vote during the passage of the highly controversial Petroleum Industry Bill and also the Electoral Amendment Bill. Joining us on the show is Honorable Sergius Oguns, a lawyer and a prominent member of the House of Representatives. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, good to have you on the show. So we have a lot to discuss with you this morning. Let's start with the Petroleum Industry Bill. I mean, people have been coming from all sides of the country. Some have agreed to the 3%. Others were insisting on the 5%. And it's been a case of working against the interests of the people in the south part of the country. And a lot of young people in that region have said that they're going to do everything to work against the government going ahead with this 3%. In your view, give us the nature of discussions that happened in the House that led to the approval of 3%. And is there a possibility that it will be reviewed?
Well, my take will be that the only way to go now is to go lobby the president and see if he's going to return it to the House. And that's not likely to happen, considering the people behind this 3%. What they told us then was that they ran the numbers. They ran the numbers and they think that is good enough. And the painful thing about this whole thing was we had a couple of retreats in Lagos. We came back to Abuja, we had sessions. Initially, the South were asking for 10% after the public hearing and the visit to the creeks. Even the chairman, even from the North, said then, from what they have seen, they will support 10%. And then when we came back, because we also saw the numbers that they ran, the South caucus said, okay, let's do 5%. And it was agreed upon. We did clause by clause consideration, and we adopted 5%. Till we went to the floor of the House and passed it in the House of Rep. We never heard of 3%. So we're surprised that the Senate passed 3%, and there was a conference, and they supposedly adopted 3%. So I don't know, like I said, all we can do is lobby the president, but they have also added another dimension that the gas has been fled from this region. The proceeds from it will no longer go to the government, but it will go to the host community. And one of the people from the Secretariat ran the figures again, the numbers, and said to me, over $300 million will come from the 3%, and over $400 million will come from the gas fled. If you add this together, it's going to be over $800 million. And that we just advise that we take that for now, and that hopefully going forward, we might be able to do something in the nearest future.
We appreciate the fact that there was physical voting that happened in the House over voice voting. That for me was a good thing, where the senators voted and we were able to know who voted what. But there's a confusion over the fact that it seems that NCC is now the person or the organization to decide how we go ahead with the transmission of results. So if NCC says, oh, I have a network across the country, then we go ahead. Oh, I don't, I only have 20%. We can, why are we giving so much power to NCC based on that's part of the reports I read in the papers today. Do you think that we are whittling down the power of INEC by depending on NCC to let us know how we can go ahead with the electronic transmission?
Well, again, that's the travesty in this whole thing. We run away from the truth. And the truth will come back someday and haunt us in this country. We had public hearing. INEC came and said they were ready to transmit, for electronic transmission. Then, because in certain quarters, there is this fear that they might not win the next election, and because they want to stay in power, they started manipulating this whole thing. How do you explain that the chairman in the Senate that recommended that INEC should be given the discretion to apply whatever works would get up on the floor of the Senate and vote against his own recommendation. And his explanation was that he got a superior explanation that you did not get when the entire stakeholders came, including NCC during the public hearing. The operators were all there. Nigerians were there, civil society were all there. You didn't get any superior advice before you put that recommendation forward. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's not in this part of the world that people reason like that. If your child reasons like that, you almost disown the child. It doesn't make any sense. Now, because even the paper backup will still be there. You transmit electronically, the paper backup will still be there. So what is the fear? In my election in 2015, in my village that is very remote, my result was transmitted. I saw the lady typing it. She told me she had issues with she had a challenge with the transmission, that it will not go because of network. But as we were there talking, this is a world coalition, not local government. As we were talking, the thing went. My quarrel with her was, why did you not show me what you are sending? When you had issues, you told me when the coalition center together. But she said she didn't think about it, but it just went. And that was okay. 2015, I'm talking about 2015.
All right, let me
talk about hacking server that INEC started denying that they didn't use the server.
Right, okay, but let me get a few more questions in for you.
Budgeted for it. Like I said, we tell our children not to lie. And we get up on the floor of the House, on the Senate, and we are lying to the whole world. And our children are watching this. Is there not a contradiction? Are we not setting up crisis for these young ones? Or because it's politically expedient to lie?
Let me take this call from Yola, sir, so that we can get our viewers in. Aminu, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Go ahead, please.
See, Mrs. Morayo,
yes,
let me just tell you, whether it is electronic, I am for the best. If electronic is the best, if it is electronic that is the best for us to get what we want, so be it. But first and foremost, is electronic not exposed to challenges? It is. So these are fundamental questions. They shouldn't drive us to emotions.
Yeah. Thank you, Aminu. Let me come to the Honorable based on what Aminu is saying, because what I'm hearing Aminu is saying that even if we agree on an electronic, there are issues. It could be hacked. Do you agree, Honorable? Then I'll come to Mariam.
You vote with a paper. Your ballot paper is a paper that you put in the ballot box. Nobody is saying that we are going to discard that.
Okay.
So that one is still a document that is a backup.
Right.
Even if you have the server, what about the paper? Are they going to destroy the paper? The paper is still there. So the bill is not saying you should trust the manual and go ahead with the electronic. Both of them will be there.
Right.
So just to answer Aminu, I don't know what the sentiment or emotion is here. The people that should know INEC came out and say they have the capacity, the capability to do this. If you are talking about hacking, don't you all have account numbers? Are you scared that they will hack your account number, your bank will go bankrupt, and NDIC will give you 50K, give you 50,000? You still have money in the bank.